Brian Fritz here with NXT superstar Candice LeRae. She will be challenging Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship tonight. NXT 2-hour live premiere, USA Network. Trying to make this bigger and bigger.
No, it is. Yeah, I was going to say, no pressure. No pressure.
How do you deal with that when it comes to pressure? Because obviously you want this opportunity, you want to be on a big platform, but pressure comes with it.
Of course. I just try to remember that little 6-year-old version of myself that saw Macho Man and was like, oh my God, I want to be that when I grow up. And I try to just channel that and let my nerves turn into excitement. Because, you know, like when you're standing in line for a roller coaster, for instance, and you don't really know what to expect, you don't know if there's any loops, if it's going to have a big drop, you're nervous and it builds and builds and builds. But if you convince yourself that, like, you're actually excited, like you're gonna have fun, you know it's gonna be great, it's just that unknown. And so if you can just channel the excitement in that nerves, which I guess it's what I kind of do, and I try to move a lot. Johnny and I are like fidgety people, so moving helps us. So, yeah.
Well, how much does that help having somebody else in your life and your husband also be in the business and that you can talk to one another about this?
It's great. Like, a lot of people at first were like, oh, you shouldn't date somebody in the same profession because you guys are going to butt heads and it's going to be hard and you guys are always going to be, because I mean, there's times he's up and I'm down and there's times where I'm up and he's down, and it's just remembering that we're a team. Like, he and I got married and we are a team. And it's nice to have somebody who totally understands, which I think people underestimate that, like, what we do is so different than anything else in the world. So you're not going to find somebody who's going to be able to sympathize with a lot of the issues that we may have. And the exciting things too. I mean, he was so excited for me when I came home to tell him that I was going to be in the Royal Rumble. It was so nice to have somebody understand how exciting that is, because both of us love the Royal Rumble. So we were super pumped. And then when I went home and told him, hey, I think they just told us that we're the first match on the USA Network, we're kicking this thing off, he was able to be, like, excited for me. And that's just, it's great. It's such a blessing to have that.
I was going to say, what was that experience like? Because you were the first match NXT on USA.
Everything that happens here since I've been a part of this company, I don't believe anything. There's no way this is happening. Because you don't, when you're the 6-year-old little kid that's like, I'm going to be Macho Man one day. Like, you don't, okay, cool, that's fine. She has to deal with me tonight, so that's a mistake. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just, I don't believe anything is real. And then it's happening, and it's kind of like an out-of-body experience. You know, you're just sitting here thinking, oh, wow, like, is this all real? And you start touching people to make sure that they're real, because it's so unreal. It's a dream come true, actual real life dream come true.
And I think the cool thing is there's still so many firsts that are out there, and you never know where this business is going.
No, which is great. Like, it's such a good time to be a part of wrestling. I used to think that by the time I was at all successful, it was going to be too late, or like, because, you know, the Attitude Era was so big, and I was going, oh man, I want to be a wrestler. But, like, there was a time where I was like, it's not as crazy as it used to be, you know. And I rarely met people who watched it still, so I was like, oh, okay, we won't talk about that, I guess. And especially going to indie shows when I was like a teenager, I definitely can't talk to people about this, but now all of that's cool. And it's like, wrestling is so cool right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and imagine this, I mean, because you obviously worked on the independent scene for so long.
Yeah.
If you go back just a couple of years ago, you were still on the indie scene, and now you come over to this. I mean, is it like a whirlwind experience to, like, go through such a transformation of, you know, the grind that comes with the independent circuit and then coming into this world?
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm really, really thankful that I went through the, you know, like, because it was 15 years before I even stepped foot in this building, you know, and even talked to anybody in this company. And I'm so thankful for all the experiences that I have, because now that I'm in this moment, I can appreciate everything that they give me and everything that I do here. I can actually appreciate it. Not that it was hard being an indie wrestler, because, I mean, you do what you do and, like, you grind, like you said. But, like, now it's all it's like it was all worth it, and the whole journey was to get to here, and so I just appreciate everything so much more now.
And what do you think that the crowd experience is like for you, especially particularly going into a match with Shayna, and considering the roles between the two, because you are the everyday next, the girl next door, and you've got Shayna, the rough woman that wants to beat everybody up.
The bully on
bully.
campus.
Yeah.
I've had a few times where I've been a little bit insecure in what I am and what I represent, because I'm not like the cool kid that everybody's like, oh, I want to be like them. I'm just me, and I'm like a bubbly little puppy dog loving fairy princess that just runs around and just wants to be happy and live her dream. But like, I've come to find that even like with this tough cupcake demeanor that I have kind of like adopted, it empowers me and it empowers other people, and I'm like, you know what, I am this petite little thing, and I'm not the person that everybody's going to assume is going to win, but man, I'm going to give my all, I'm going to bring my fight, I'm going to put every bit of my passion into this, and I do it every single time. I should quit if I'm not going to give it my all every time.
But I'm finding too that a lot of people that don't think that they're the cool people are the ones that probably are.
I feel like I'm not. I'm sitting here going, are they sure they want me to do media? Because I'm pretty sure I'm a very awkward, uncomfortable person.
Not at all.
Are they sure?
As people are looking at me do this, we're not awkward one bit. No, never.
I'm not awkward, I swear.
So let's wrap up with this. As a Disney aficionado,
yes.
How often are you getting to the theme park, and which park are you visiting the most?
We're totally going in a couple of days. And I feel it didn't used to be this way, but I feel as though Hollywood Studios is going to be the one that we will be visiting the most, because we do like to go and journey to the planet Batu every so often.
It's funny you say that, because I will be making a trip to Batu in a couple of days as well.
Yes. Have you been yet?
I have not been yet.
I wish I could live there. We literally go in. We've seen everything there is to see there at this point. We've done everything there is to do. Like, we've built 4 lightsabers. We have each of the lightsabers. Or we've gotten scrap metal. And we leave. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we did everything. And as we're leaving, I'm like, oh man, I miss it already. I want to go back. I feel like I'm leaving my own home.
And that's why you can never leave Orlando.
We can't. Let's tell my husband that, please. Make sure he knows.
He was telling me he's kind of looking forward to moving back to Cleveland one day. Disney's not in Cleveland, Johnny.
It's not.
It's not.
It's in California, where I'm from, and it's in Orlando, where we live.
Candice, thanks for the time and continued success. Looking forward to seeing you more in NXT.
Yay, thanks.